Alright, so now we're going to color spawn. I'm going to do it in watercolors. And right now I just have a little green and yellow for the eyes and 2 blacks. And I'm going to start with the eyes and then do all the black, everything black, because usually when I'm doing values I like to start with either the lightest values or either the most darkest. And the reason is because then you can set all your other color range. And so I'm just going to start, that's why I'm going to start with black, because it's the easiest to get your other values. So I got a little squirt bottle here. If you never worked with watercolors, it's really nice. It's really relaxing and enjoyable, and you can just do so much with it. Just put a little, don't want it really dark. Probably put too much water actually. And just color the eyes in. I really enjoy coloring a lot. And I think that's why it's very fun to draw, because you know, once you draw something, then you can have the privilege of coloring what you drew, and it's very relaxing. Because when you color, it's nice because you don't have to worry about things being like exactly spot on. You know, you don't have to worry about things being accurate in terms of what you're drawing. It's just, you know, a lot of expressive colors and just enjoying what you're doing. I love watercolors so much because they can just lap. They're very, you can get very rich colors. So that's just the eyes real quick, and then we'll put the black in on the face. Oh crap, I gotta get my paper towels. Okay, so the black is black. And you can do this if you have, you know, if you have colored pencils, crayons, anything you can use to color it right now. It doesn't, you don't have to do it like this. I'm just showing you the way I like to color with watercolors. So all the mask right here is black, and I like to usually just kind of outline first the areas that are going to be the lines. Oh my gosh, I love watercolor. This is incredible. It feels so good right now, man. Just how smooth it is and beautiful. I'm going to try and get this black done in under 10 minutes, that way I can do the rest. I'm leaving room for the little highlights. And what's so fun about coloring too is, like I was saying, you know, it's a drawing process, but you can be so expressive, and you know, you can make it, especially with watercolor. I've been doing watercolor for a few years now, and there's so many techniques you can do. You can do dry on dry, wet on wet. You can do dry brush techniques. You can do so much that makes just a nice little style. And it's enjoyable because you never know what you're going to get. Every time you do it, you never know what you're going to get as your outcome. And that's what's really fun. I mean, when you color, there really is no boundaries. You're pretty much free to just enjoy it, man. There's a lot of people I've talked to and met, and they always feel the same way. Like, you know, they color, it's like a meditative process. It's a very relaxing, calms you down, and just doing this now, man, I feel really relaxed. You know, it's really nice. It's just, and it's cool too just to see the difference, you know, of starting to put color and the difference it makes. I'm trying to do this pretty fast. I was gonna maybe do a sped up thing, but I figure it'd be helpful just to teach you, you know, just give you little hints and stuff. And plus, for some reason when I do the sped up videos, I don't know why the editing takes very, very long, and when you're doing watercolors, something that kind of blew my mind when I was first learning is, you know, you have no white color. It's not like with acrylics or oils you have white. You have no white in watercolor. It's mainly whatever you want white, you have to leave the white of the paper. And it was such a weird concept when you're first starting out, but once you get used to it, you know, you kind of get used to not having white. Gosh, I love this, man. It's very great too because, you know, watercolor, especially when you're just doing black watercolor, it's almost the exact same as, you know, working with ink, with black ink. And that's why I love it so much, because you get the same results kind of, but just a lot of freedom. And that's where the cape's going to be. The red of the cape's going to be on that mark. But yeah, going back to inks, if you're doing inking too, you could actually do this with ink if you want. What's really amazing about ink, there's so many beautiful possibilities by simply watering down the ink. There's so many ways and techniques of ink you can do. In the second part, I'm going to speed it up, I think, and just do the sped up version. So I didn't think it would take so long just to do one. There's a line here, a white line, that's where the chin is. It kind of goes up into the neck. Get something. So that's kind of what's going on so far. And all in here is going to be red. This is going to be black with the reddish. So I'm just going to order this down. It's not going to be as black as the other. So I'm just going to dip my brush in the water. This is kind of the wet on dry technique, and just thin it out, and then I'm going to go over it with red, because this is going to be the black of the cape. I'm leaving these white lines around the face just so you can see where the face ends and where the cape kind of starts.